Good evening and welcome to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the Premier League encounter between Brentford and Arsenal. Kick-off is round about 30 minutes or just over 30 minutes away before kick-off. We'll be coming on to give you the last few seconds of the 3 o'clock scorelines, and then we'll give you the comprehensive results show from the Premier League, Championship, League One and League Two. So the latest scores then, just to run you through, and then we'll give you the full-time scores once all the final whistles have gone. Into the 95th minute, and it's Burnley 1, West Ham United 2. Burnley were leading that game by a goal to nil earlier on. We'll tell you about the scores a little bit later on. It's Luton 2, Crystal Palace 1. Chelsea are getting beat 4-1 away at St James's Park against Newcastle United. Nottingham Forest 2, Brighton Hove Albion 3. Brighton down to 10 men in that game. Chelsea also down to 10 men in their game. Sheffield United 0, Bournemouth 3 as well. Some results are coming in from the Championship, but we won't give you those at the moment. Some goals going in, late goals going in as well. Birmingham 2-1 up against Sheffield Wednesday is the latest at St Andrews there. Bristol City 3-2 up against Middlesbrough. Huddersfield and Southampton is 1-1. Leicester are 1-0 up against Watford. Millwall are taking on Coventry. They're losing by 3-0 at the moment in time. Still time added on there. Norwich 1, QPR 0. It's Plymouth 2, Sunderland 0. It's Preston 1, Cardiff 0. Stoke 0, Blackburn 2. Swansea 2, Hull City 2. And what is by this first scoreline in League One to tell you, you're coming into the closing stages of the game and listen to this. And you do not need to adjust your radios for this one. Bolton Wanderers 7, Exeter City 0. I'll repeat that for you, and I'll repeat it slowly. Bolton Wanderers 7, Exeter City 0. What a game and what a day for Bolton Wanderers against Exeter City. 92nd minute for the 7th goal from Daniel and Luddu with that one. Elsewhere in League One, Carlisle and Charlton 1-1 draw is how it's standing at this moment in time. Looks like the points will be shared there unless there's a late goal for either side. Cheltenham 2-0 up against 10-man Oxford. They're also down to 10-men of Cheltenham. Derby 2-1 up against Bristol Rovers. Fleetwood 0, Stevenage 2. Big shout out to our good friend Mike Conham, he'll be happy with that latest scoreline, especially if Stevenage can hold on. Leyton Orient 1, Wigan Athletic 1. Lincoln City 2, Barnsley 2. Northampton 2, Cambridge 1. Cambridge down to 10 men in that game. Peterborough beating Burton by 4-0. Portsmouth losing 4-0 at home to Blackpool. And Portsmouth had a man sent off. Shrewsbury 2, Plovale 1, Wycombe 1, Reading 2 is a score there. Doncaster now trailing by 3-2 against Crewe Alexandra in the dying embers of that game. Just to also tell you in League 2, Notts County losing 3-2 AFC Wimbledon, and Wrexham, who were also promoted from the National League last season, they are 5-0 up against Morecambe. What a game there it has been. We'll bring you all the results very shortly with Nicholas Jones, who's going to be bringing you those classified checks on all of the day's action, and we'll keep you and we'll ahead of our kick-off late match, which myself and Paul James, I'll be joining Paul alongside him for that game between Brentford and Arsenal a little bit later on. It's 3-2 the latest at Ashton Gate between Bristol City and Middlesbrough. There's been a late goal in the game between Leicester and Watford. Leicester now 2-0 up there. Coach is losing 3-1 to 10-man Barrow as well. We'll bring you all the full-time scores as they go in a little bit later on to tell you about as well. There's an evening kick-off in the Championship. One result in the Championship from last night, Rotherham United 1, Leeds United 1. Leeds United will lead through Crescencio Somerville before Akima Doffin equalised for the Millers in that one at the Air Seal New York Stadium. That was Friday night in the Sky Bet Championship. We'll be keeping you across all the day's action. FC Wimbledon now 4-2 up against Notts County. Late goal in that game there. Full-time whistles going up and down the country, bringing the full classified was with Nicholas very very shortly. We'll bring you up to date with all those as and when we can do just that. While we're waiting to bring the scores in with Nicholas and the full classified check with our good man Nicholas Jones, let me just come to him right now. And Nicholas, very good evening to you, my friend. Been a while since you was on the commentary last when you did the Horsham versus Barnsley game. Cracking commentary you did that day, my friend. How are you doing today, Nicholas? Are you doing okay, mate?
Yeah, I know it's been a long while since then, and I'm just amazed that Barnsley, despite winning convincingly, subsequently excluded for fielding an ineligible player. That's a turn up for the books.
Yes, we don't very often see that nowadays. A team getting knocked out due to feeling ineligible play. But Nicholas, are you doing okay though yourself, mate? As things with you, mate? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, that's right. I'm doing fine, and I was just about to mention earlier that that's a team's fielding ineligible players being booted out. It's actually not uncommon in earlier FA Cup qualifying rounds.
Yes, I know all about that, Nicholas. But good to hear you today, mate, and good to hear that you're doing fine as well. We'll be back with Nicholas shortly when he brings us the full classified check on all of the day's action from all of the matches today. We'll bring it all up to date with everything as it happens. A late goal in the game of Bramall Lane. Sheffield United now trail by 3-1 to Bournemouth in that one there. Some results are coming in as well, but we'll bring you those as of now. We'll wait and let Nicholas Jones do his very best to bring you all the latest scores in that game from all of the matches today and tell you what is happening in the matches up and down the country, what's been happening up and down the country in the Premier League, Championship, League One and League Two, and we'll bring you all the results shortly once the full scores are in this evening, and we'll be able to keep you up to date with a late game in the Championship as well, which we'll mention, which is between West Bromwich Albion and Ipswich Town. That also kicks off at the same time as our featured match between Brentford and Arsenal this evening. And what a game we were expecting to have. I'm looking forward to this one. It should be a good game to have this one on the channel tonight. It's good to have Paul back with some Arsenal games after covering a few other matches in recent weeks as well, which is good to see him back on the Arsenal trail. And over the Christmas and New Year period, we'll be hoping to bring you at least 10 games in 10 days up from across all the leagues that we mainly cover here, mainly the Premier League, throughout the Christmas and New Year period. So festive football with us here on the commentary club. And I just like to say what a man Paul James is, because Paul James will be the man behind the mic for most of those matches during the Christmas and New Year period. What a man he is. And what I will like to say as well, a big shout out to Paul as well. He's a really good asset to the channel, been some really good commentaries from him recently. I know he doesn't seem to really go well and like to have a bit of feedback from myself and from all of the team of the commentary, but we all say he does a great job. I know he doesn't think he does most of the time himself, but I must say, Paul, you do a cracking job, my friend, and otherwise we won't keep having you back on the channel. So big shout out to you, Paul, today, my friend. Hopefully you're doing okay. We'll hear from Paul shortly once the team news emerges from the game that we're covering this evening. We'll bring you up to date with all of the action in the Premier League from the G-Tech Community Stadium, is where the game's being played. It is Brentford against Arsenal this evening, and this one is, and I'm looking forward to that one. It should be a cracker and should be one that we're looking forward to the most this evening on the channel. I'm looking forward to this one all day. Saw an earlier game today, which I won't mention the score. Some of you may have already seen the score. Manchester City against Liverpool. That was a good match this lunchtime, and I really enjoyed watching that game. And hopefully we'll have a We'll have plenty more games like that coming up throughout the throughout the games as well. They're into stoppage time in the game between Preston and Cardiff. There's been a late goal in that one. Cardiff now lead by 2 goals to 1 in the 10th minute of stoppage time there. Preston down to 10 men since the 52nd minute when Brady was sent off. Then to the 13th minute of stoppage time at Kenilworth Road, Luton Town hanging on to their lead over Crystal Palace at this moment in time, and Brighton now holding on to their lead over Nottingham Forest, who have got, and Brighton have got 10 men in that one as well. There's still another latest score in the championship between Stoke and Blackburn, 3-0 to Blackburn in the 97th minute there. We'll hopefully, if there's any of the late goals in that one, we'll bring it to you as and when we do so. And there's been a late goal in the game between Newport County and Stockport County in League 2. Stockport put a goal back in Newport 2, Stockport 1. Will that be how it finishes? We'll bring you up to date with Nicholas very, very shortly. Hopefully everybody is doing well today. Thank you very much to everybody who's joining us. If you want to join us, you can do so. You can get involved in the live chat on all our platforms. Today we're live on the Commentary Hub 2, JB Sports, Focus on Football, and also on Russ P. Vernon over on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Russ P. Vernon over there, and you'll be able to follow the game across there. Unfortunately, due to technical reasons, we are unable to bring you the coverage over on Storm FM this evening, but we'll have that on very, very shortly. Some more full-time scores coming in that game. You're just going into right now, I can tell you, just going into the 100th minute of the City Ground, and Forest still trail by 3-2 against Brighton. What a game that must have been there, but not a good game for our friend and colleague, Mr. Luke Turton, who me, Paul, and Nick all know is a massive Nottingham Forest fan. So, that's just the game left to go in the Premier League before we can bring you the full classified check. As soon as we get the full-time whistle or full-time confirmation that game's finished, we'll be able to get ready to go across to Nicholas, who will be standing by to bring us all the full-time scores on the doors from all of the matches. We're just waiting for that full-time score to come in. I wonder if that's how it's going to be. I know that Paul, while we was sat here ready and raring to go for this game this evening, had been keeping a check and managed to get on his monitor that he's got in front of him the Burnley game, and he's got the team news for our featured match right now, and we'll fetch it to us. The full-time whistle has gone to the City Ground. We'll bring you the classified check in just a moment. But while we get ready for the classified check, let's just hand over to the man who is got all the important news, which is the teams between Brentford and Arsenal, and hand over to your match commentator, Paul James.
Well, thank you, Ross. I do appreciate your kind words that you were saying just then. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. Good afternoon, everybody. And there is 3 changes by each team today. Starting with Brentford, Collins is out and Pinnock is in. Jensen is out and Yarmoliuk is in. And Roleslav is out and Onyeka is in. So 3 changes for Brentford. There is 1 forced on Arsenal. Of course, David Raya cannot play against his parent club, so Aaron Ramsdale deputises. Kai Havertz is relegated to the substitutes bench. Of course, he's on 4 yellow cards, 1 more, and he's suspended. That does bring in the return for Martin Odegaard from injury, and he's wearing the captain's armband today. Jorginho is out, and Gabriel Jesus is also back. So Arsenal very much at full strength today, Ross.
Yes, thank you very much there to Paul. Got great news with the team news there. And Paul, with that team news they've just gave out there, is there any surprises that you've seen when you've been looking at the team news coming in? And for me, I've not seen many surprises, if any, to be honest with you, Paul. Is there any surprises? Has there been any surprises for you?
No, not really. To me, it's a strong strong Arsenal team. Of course, if they win today, they do go top of the league. So this is an important game for Mikel Arteta. It's also his 200th game in charge. So this is a big day for Arsenal and Mikel Arteta today.
Yeah, it's a big day for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. Also, Paul, for me, it's a big day for Aaron Ramsdale, who comes in goal today. Obviously, David Ray can't play against his parent club. Aaron Ramsdale's coming into the side. It's a big day for him because he's not been playing regular football for Arsenal. And then he's thrown into this game, obviously through no fault of his own. David Ray can't feature. How do you think he's going to cope in this situation, Paul? Do you think he'll be able to cope well?
Well, it's a big opportunity for him to show Mikel Arteta what he's worth. I personally am a big fan of Aaron Ramsdale. I think he's a fantastic goalkeeper. And I think for him, he'll be calm, he'll be collected today. One thing he doesn't want is to concede an early goal. He doesn't want to concede an early goal, and that'd be the confidence booster for Aaron Ramsdale.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. And we're very much now almost set for all of the classified check results in just a moment. When we do get the full line, when we do bring you the full lineups for this game, we'll put them up on the screen for you so you can see, so you can also see the teams as well as hear the teams. But right now, myself and Paul will be back in a few moments as we now hand over to our man who is going to be who is standing by for us and very kindly agreed to do this as well, I must add. So I just want to say a big thank you to Nicholas Jones, who's standing by in a studio just away from where we are today. And are you ready? Are you there and ready for us, Nicholas?
Yes, I am. I'm in my nice little cubby hole, ready to go.
Yes. So right now then, let's make time to hand over to Nicholas Jones as we now bring you the full-time classified check for all of today's matches from the Premier League, Championship, League One and League Two. And we'll start off in the Premier League.
Burnley 1, West Ham United 2, Luton Town 2, Crystal Palace 1, Manchester City 1, Liverpool 1, Newcastle United 4, Chelsea 1, Nottingham Forest 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 3, Sheffield United 1, AFC Bournemouth 3. The EFL Championship. Birmingham City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Bristol City 3, Middlesbrough 2, Huddersfield Town 1, Southampton 1, Leicester City 2, Watford 0, Millwall 0, Coventry City 3, Norwich City 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Plymouth Argyle 2, Sunderland 0, Preston North End 1, Cardiff City 2, Stoke City 0, Blackburn Rovers 3, Swansea City 2, Hull City 2. West Bromwich Albion against Ipswich Town is an evening kick-off at 5:30. The EFL League One. Bolton Wanderers 7, Exeter City 0, Carlisle United 1, Charlton Athletic 1, Cheltenham Town 2, Oxford United 0, Derby County 2, Bristol Rovers 1, Fleetwood Town 0, Stevenage 3, Leyton Orient 1, Wigan Athletic 1, Lincoln City 2, Barnsley 2, Northampton Town 2, Cambridge United 1, Peterborough United 4, Burton Albion 0, Portsmouth 0, Blackpool 4, Shrewsbury Town 2, Port Vale 1, Wycombe Wanderers 1, Reading 2, and finally the EFL League 2. AFC Wimbledon 4, Notts County 2, Bradford City 1, Accrington Stanley 0, Colchester United 1, Barrow 4, Crawley Town 2, Harrogate Town 1, Crewe Alexandra 3, Doncaster Rovers 2, Grimsby Town 1, Sutton United 1, Newport County 2, Stockport County 1, Salford City 2, MK Dons 4, Swindon Town 2, Mansfield Town 1, Tranmere Rovers 3, Gillingham 1, Walsall 0, Forest Green Rovers 0, Wrexham 6, Morecambe 0.
Thank you very much there to our very own Nicholas Jones for the scorelines there this evening. We'll bring you the teams very shortly for Brentford against Arsenal, the starting lineup and the benches. But let me just remind you what we've got coming up tomorrow for you before we go any further. We have got Tottenham Hotspur against Aston Villa. Kickoff is at 2 o'clock. Join myself, Russ Fenning and Luke Turton for commentary on that one, with Paul James in the presenter's chair from around about 1:45, 1:50 tomorrow afternoon for that one. Big thank you once again to Nicholas Jones for joining us. Hopefully you're doing fantastically well, and very good job indeed there, Nicholas. Thank you for your hard work and dedication once again. We'll be back with you in just a moment. We're just going to take a quick break. We'll be back with you in around about 10 minutes time when we bring you the team news in full, and also bring you the full match commentary from our featured match in the Premier League. It's Brentford against Arsenal, and that's on the way very shortly. Join us soon.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us for this evening's game between Brentford and Arsenal at the Community Stadium, Brentford Community Stadium. It's Mikel Arteta's 200th match in charge for Arsenal in all competitions. Sees his side travel to Brentford, whose 3-game winning run was ended at Liverpool in their last outing 2 weeks ago. Brentford fans, of course, have fond memories of this fixture. This was Brentford's first ever victory in the Premier League, a home 2-0 win over Arsenal in August 2021. The lights are out here at the Brentford Community Stadium. And just to give you a all-round impression of the record between these two teams, you can see here that they've played 18 games. Brentford have won 6, Arsenal have won 7. The first meeting between these two sides was an FA Cup qualifying round on December the 13th, 1902. Brentford drew 1-1 with the then Woolwich Arsenal in front of 7,500 people. Arsenal won the replay 4 days later, 5-0. News events of 1902. In June the 12th, Australian Parliament agrees to Commonwealth Franchise Act granting female suffrage. And on August the 9th of that year, Edward VII of Great Britain, crowned King of the United Kingdom and the British Dominions, succeeded his mother, Queen Victoria. And the teams are in the tunnel as we speak, so let's conduct our first order of business today, and that's the 2 lineups. Starting with Brentford, who are managed by Thomas Frank. Mark Flecken in goal, Vitaly Janelt, Ethan Pinnock, Ben Mee, Christopher Asia, Yashor Yarmoliuk, Christian Nogard, he's the captain today. He's on 4 yellow cards, so he's going to have to be careful. Frank Onyeka. And the front line is Johan Wissa, Saman Godos, and Brian Mbeumo. 6 goals this season for Mbeumo. He'll be looking to add to that for Arsenal, who of course managed by Mikel Arteta, 200th game in charge. He's forced to make a few changes, starting with the goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. Of course, David Raya can't play against his parents' side, so Ramsdale gets an opportunity today. In defence, Alexander Zinchenko, Gabriel, William Saliba, and Takahiro Tomiyasu. Leandro Trossard drops into midfield today with Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard returns from injury. He's the captain. Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, and Bukayo Saka make up the starting 11 for the Gunners. And on the substitutes bench, starting with Brentford, they have Thomas Strakosha as the goalkeeper, Charlie Good, Matthias Jorgensen, Miles Pert Harris, if he gets on today, will make his first appearance. Shannon Baptiste, Ethan Brierley, same for him. Neil Morpay, Keane Lewis Potter, and Michael Olakibi. For Arsenal, well, they have Carl Hein as a substitute goalkeeper. Ben White, Jacob Kiwior, Cedric Suarez returns to the bench. Jorginho, Mohamed Al Neni, Kai Havertz, if he comes on today, is also on 4 yellow cards. Eddie Nketiah and Reece Nelson. And that makes up the starting lineup for the two sides there. Our referee today is Tim Robinson. He's 39 from Middleton-on-Sea, West Sussex. He's been promoted to the Group 1 select group of referees just this season for 2023-24. He's actually spent several years refereeing in the Football League, but has only refereed 10 Premier League matches, including 7 this season. He's in all competitions. He's refereed 12 games this season. He's shown 54 yellow cards. He hasn't had to brandish a red card yet, and he has awarded 3 penalties, I should say. He's joined on the line by Eddie Smart and Nick Greenhall, with Josh Smith as the 4th official. Michael Salisbury and Wade Smith are in VAR, and we are hoping for no VAR controversy today. So this is a very interesting game. Arsenal, of course, can go top of the league today with a win if they can beat Brentford today. This Brentford side, of course, are no pushovers. We all know what they're capable of. Arsenal are unbeaten, of course, in their last 16 London derbies in the Premier League with 11 wins and 5 draws. Brentford are also unbeaten in their last 14 London derbies in the Premier League, won 8, drawn 6. The last defeat in a London derby came at home to Arsenal on September 2022 with a 3-0 lead. So looking at this now, you've got a strong game ahead of us. I think we're going to see some goals today. Arsenal, though, of course, have conceded the fewest goals in the Premier League with only 10 and 3 conceded on the road, which is an amazing accomplishment. Just as the teams now gather at the centre circle, should also be worth mentioning that the last time there's only been one victory since 1938 for Brentford over the Gunners, and that was, of course, their first win in the Premier League. But you have to wonder whether they're going to be able to be strong enough against Arsenal today. They have got pretty much their full strength lineup out there today, in my opinion, with the exception of a couple, perhaps. Aaron Ramsdale there now just preparing himself. He's looking very confident there. He's got an opportunity today to put his name in the mind of Mikel Arteta as the two teams prepare their final preparations. And Arsenal are in their changed jerseys of that illuminous yellow with the black streaks and black shorts and yellow and black socks. Brentford, of course, will be in their familiar red and white stripes. And there's a look at Mikel Arteta as he is preparing for this one. And there's Thomas Frank, who's done a fantastic job at Brentford. He's almost worshipped here, and the referee is about ready to get this game underway. He's just checking with his officials on the sides there. Arsenal is about to get the game underway. They are attacking the goal to our left, and Arsenal just waiting for the referee's whistle. They did take the knee in the Championship. I don't know if they're going to do that in the Premier League. They did in the Leeds game last night. Nope, we have got this game underway now, and it goes right back to Aaron Ramsdale, who launches the ball downfield. It's headed on by Frank Onyeka, but only as far as Martinelli. Martinelli finds Zinchenko. Oh, that's a fine challenge there. And that was Christopher Ajar getting in there. On Martinelli. It goes out of play for a throw-in to to Arsenal, and it's Zinchenko just 6 yards inside the Arsenal half of the field. And he just drops it back to Odegaard, who just drops it back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko going back towards his own half. He gives it to Gabriel, and it's back now to Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale clears the ball, right-footed downfield, would have appreciated the early touch. And it's just intercepted that time by Ben Mee. And it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. I should say that's Nogard. Nogard gives it back to Mark Flecken. And Flecken clears it downfield. And it goes out of play for a throw-in. And also, Ivan Toney is currently back in training now, but he's not going to be available again until the new year. And that's the key, I think, that Brentford have been missing this season. The ball goes out of play again. It's going to be another throw into Brentford, and it's going to be taken by Ben Mee. And there is Mikel Arteta. The throw-in is taken quickly, but it's intercepted there by Zinchenko. But Zinchenko loses it. And all of a sudden, Brentford are now coming forward with Yarmolenko with the cross. It's headed away that time by Gabriel, and now putting pressure on Ethan Pinnock there. It's cleared, but it's back to the goalkeeper Mark Flecken, and it's cleared downfield, and just headed on that time by Tomiyasu. And the referee has noticed an indiscretion, and it's going to be a free kick to the Arsenal. And it's now back with William Saliba. Saliba just gives the ball there to Declan Rice. Rice just out on the far side to Tomiyasu. He gives it to Odegaard. Odegaard, middle of the field. Plays the ball across to Gabriel. Gabriel to Alexander Zinchenko. Zinchenko to Martinelli now, attacking the Brentford penalty area. He gives the ball to Trossard. Trossard is fouled by Ben Mee, and it's going to be a free kick. And, well, you can just see the challenge here. Oh, it's a poor challenge. And it's going to be a free kick. And just standing over this one now is Alexander Zinchenko. Well, it looks like he's got a couple of people joining him there. There's Leandro Trossard. And the free kick is about 35 yards out, just almost by the corner of the penalty area. It's Leandro Trossard that's going to take it. Just standing over this, he's just moving away. Martin Odegaard is there, lurking with intent. In the penalty area there is Tomiyasu, Gabriel Jesus. It's a high line by Brentford, and it's going to be cleared. Oh, there's a header by Martinelli. Well, it was just lifted in by Martin Odegaard, and Gabriel Martinelli was just ghosting away there, completely lost on Yaka. He might have been offside, Gabriel Martinelli, actually. And it loops over the crossbar and goes behind. And we have a goal kick for Brentford with 3 minutes gone. It's Brentford 0, Arsenal 0 at Brentford Community Stadium. And Mark Flecken now is going to take the goal kick. It's cleared downfield and goes out of play for a throw-in. The throw-in is taken quickly. And it's back with Tomiyasu. And he gives it back to Aaron Ramsdale. He just knocks it onto Gabriel. Gabriel passes it forward to Zinchenko. He goes back to Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale just taking his time here. I think he's going to put his foot through this and send it downfield. Indeed he does. Trying to win that ball there. It was Gabriel Jesus. But Onyeka got there first. And here's Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko is dispossessed. And now maybe Arsenal can come forward. But that's good work by Ben Mee at the back. And Brentford can now pick up the ball. And they've got the ball over on the far side with Visser. He drops it back to Ben Mee. To Pinnock. Pinnock drops it back to Mark Flecken. Flecken just plays the ball across on the far side to JanElt. JanElt clears the ball forward and it comes off Tomiyasu, goes out of play for a throw-in to Brentford, and it's just over the halfway line. He was going to take it, but he seems to have just left it now. And in fact, the throw-in has been awarded to Arsenal. And it's going to be taken by Takahiro Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu just 6 yards inside his own half. He's just trying to steal a few yards at the moment. Tries to throw the ball forward, looking for Bukayo Saka. But in the way of that is Nogard, the captain. And it's back with Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu runs the ball out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Brentford. Scrappy start here at the Brentford Community Stadium. It's Brentford 0, Arsenal 0, and the throw-in is going to be taken by JanElt. And it goes back to the goalkeeper, Mark Flecken. And the Dutchman is just going to clear this one now downfield. And he only finds Zinchenko, and Zinchenko just knocks it down to Martinelli. And it's played forward to Gabriel Jesus. Good ball by Jesus to Odegaard. But his official's flag has gone up on the far side. And Gabriel Jesus is in an offside position. And we're just going to see it here. Yes, he's just strayed a bit ahead of Ethan Pinnock. So it is going to be a free kick to Brentford. And Gabriel Jesus. Flecken is going to take this free kick. Right-footed, downfield. Just looking there for Visser, not able to find him. It's headed out by Gabriel. Got some distance on that header, did Gabriel. And it goes out for a throw-in. And it's going to be taken by Christopher Ajar. Ajar then gives the ball away, and Arsenal now coming forward with Jesus, but that is excellent work by Brian Mbeumo, coming back and knocking that ball back to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper releases it to Ajar. Ajar clears the ball forward. Now he's looking for Visser. Visser then tries to find Godas. Godas following this down, and it looked like he was given a bit of a shove, Godar, but eventually it just rolls out of play and goes behind for a goal kick. And with 7 minutes gone, you are listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. And player of the match sponsor is Commentary Services. Commentary Services is the player of the match sponsor on the Hub. And the Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season: JB Sports, Focus on Football, and Storm FM. And don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. And just tidying up at the back here is Ethan Pinnock. He's under pressure though, and Pinnock only gives it to Martinelli. And now Arsenal, let's see what they can do. Here is Zinchenko. Zinchenko gives the ball back to Martinelli. Martinelli looking at the options, gives the ball to Zinchenko. Zinchenko plays the ball across there to Saliba. Saliba gives the ball to Odegaard. Odegaard to Tomiyasu in an advanced position. He plays the ball off Yarmolenko, and it's going to be a throw into Arsenal. And it's level with the Brentford penalty area, and it's going to be taken by Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu, he just tries to throw over the two defenders to Odegaard, but that was comfortably dealt with by Ben Mee, who just drops it to Janelt, who clears it. Only as far as Declan Rice. Declan Rice keeps the ball in play. Chasing the ball back now is Janelt under pressure from Saka, and Janelt concedes a corner, and it's going to be the first corner of the game, and it goes to Arsenal. Just over on the right-hand side there. Janelt under pressure there from Saka, conceding the corner. Good work by Bukayo Saka there. And the corner is going to be swung in. And if the floodlights go out, there's going to be no trouble spotting those Arsenal players with those luminous shirts on. Those really are very clear. And the corner is going to be swung in now. We're just waiting for Tim Robinson just to blow his whistle here so we can take this corner. Slight delay. Bukayo Saka is going to take it. Is he going to go short? He's got the option to go short there if he wants to do that. He's chosen not to do that. Martinelli went forward there, but Bukayo Saka's going to swing it into the 6-yard box, and it's punched out by Flecken, but only as far back as Saka. Brings it to the edge of the area to Leandro Trossard, and Leandro Trossard's shot is a disappointing one. But good move there from Arsenal. Right back to the edge of the area, Leandro Trossard, and he just ballooned it over the crossbar. Just leaning back there and sending that over the crossbar, and it's going to be a goal kick. And, well, it's going to be cleared downfield now by the goalkeeper, Flecken. As Arsenal starting to put the pressure on early on here, but not really created much so far from the goal kick. The header is won there, knocked on by Pinnock, but Pinnock only finds Martinelli. Martinelli drops the ball back to Gabriel. He gives the ball to Odegaard. Odegaard looking for options. He crosses the halfway line. He finds Zinchenko. Zinchenko not able to pick the ball up, and it's picked up comfortably. And coming forward now is Mbeumo. Brian Mbeumo, he's got two Arsenal players around him, and Gabriel just cuts across Mbeumo, and Mbeumo is alleged to have fouled Gabriel, and it's going to be a free kick to the Arsenal. And it's taken quickly. Here's Declan Rice. Just drops the ball back to Saliba. Saliba goes back to Aaron Ramsdale, who just stuttered for a moment there, but did clear it. And it goes out of play for a throw-in. It wasn't the best clearance by the England goalkeeper. And we have 12 minutes gone here. It's Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. And it is throw-in is to be taken by Christopher Asia. Asia just looking for options available. He's just taking his time at the moment. He actually only finds Zinchenko. Oh, beautiful move by Martinelli, just flicking the ball over Asia. But he actually only finds the number 6, Nogard, the captain. He tries to play the ball forward looking for Mbeumo, but it goes to Gabriel. And it's back with Gabriel now, and he clears the ball. Looking for Gabriel Jesus, but that is good work by Ethan Pinnock, marking Jesus very well there. And the ball finds the number 14 here, Godos. Godos slips the ball to Mbeumo. Mbeumo, he's got Saliba, he's got Gabriel in front of him, and Mbeumo just knocks the ball behind, and remonstrates with the official down this near side that he may have been fouled, but no free kick has been given. It's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. Brentford 0, Arsenal 0, 13 minutes gone. And, well, so far you have to say it's Arsenal that's really put the early pressure on. Certainly looking the more adventurous of the two teams. And Ramsey's in trouble! Ramsey's in trouble! It's going to be a goal, surely! No, it's off the line! It's off the line by Declan Rice, but Aaron Ramsey played himself into all kinds of trouble there. Oh my goodness. We're going to see that again in a moment. And Aaron Ramsey played himself into all kinds of trouble. He gave the ball to Gabriel for the goal kick, and then he just seemed to stutter. And, well, Visser got in there and got his foot in the way of that, and the ball broke loose to Embuemo. But on the line there was Declan Rice to save the day. But that really should have been 1-0. Well, they may look back and look back on that missed chance, but the ball is played forward now. And Arsenal just trying to compose themselves after that. But that was nearly a very costly mistake there by Aaron Ramsdale. And, well, free kick is to be taken by Gabriel. And here's Declan Rice. And he just slips the ball to Saliba, back to Declan Rice. He drops the ball to Gabriel. Gabriel plays the ball forward, and it's just intercepted that time by Visser. Good work by him. And he just drops the ball there back to Godos. Godos goes all the way back to Mark Flecken in the Brentford goal. And it's cleared downfield. And Gabriel picks the ball up and just drops it back to Aaron Ramsdale. Needs to be a bit more sure of himself this time. He clears the ball forward there, looking for Leandro Trossard, and he finds him, and he gives the ball to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu over the halfway line. And across to Martin Odegaard as Arsenal now coming forward with Bukayo Saka down the right-hand side. Bukayo Saka cuts into the middle and finds Alexander Zinchenko, who gives the ball to Martinelli down the left-hand side. Martinelli in the penalty area. Oh, he tried to get a shot away, and it hits Frank Onyeka square in the face, and he goes down, so there'll be a stoppage here. But that shot by Martinelli hit Onyeka square in the face, and that would not have felt good. Oh, dear, dear, dear. He looks in a lot of pain. He's just getting on his feet now, Frank Onyeka. He seems to be okay. One has to be careful with the concussion protocols. But he took that square in the face. And it's gone behind for the corner, though, and Leandro Trossard is going to take it. Trossard's going to swing the ball in. And is he going to go short? It's Martinelli calling for the ball to go short, and so is Odegaard. Trossard not quite sure yet. Now he's holding up play, the referee. Tim Robinson has stopped play. And I'm just not sure exactly. He's talking to Odegaard, possibly about time wasting with the corner. So he's perhaps warning Odegaard there that if Trossard doesn't get a move on, he's going to go into the book. So Trossard now is going to take the corner, and it's a poor one, very poor one. Cleared away by Asia and headed on by Embuemo. And it may have in fact even gone behind when that was won by Asia, so it'll be a goal kick. Brentford 0, Arsenal 0, and well, it's you can see Mikel Arteta just talking to the fourth official there. Our fourth official, of course, is Josh Smith. There's a look at Aaron Ramsdale. And we look again at this strange play. Just allowed Visser to just take the ball off him, fell to Embuemo, and off the line there was Declan Rice. And the goal kick is taken, it's downfield, it finds Embuemo. Embuemo just tried to play the ball back to Nogard, wasn't able to find Nogard, and the ball goes out of play for a throw-in. And it's going to be a throw-in to Arsenal. And it looks like indeed the official may have actually given the offside, in fact. And it's rolled back to Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale plays the ball to Saliba. And it's just headed forward now, and it's picked up there by Yarmoliuk. Yarmoliuk gives the ball to Nogard. Nogard drops it back, and that's Ben Mee. Back to Pinnock. Pinnock plays the ball forward to Nogard. Nogard down this near side now is Janelt. Janelt drops it back to Nogard. Nogard back to Pinnock. Pinnock. Oh, it's just intercepted by Bukayo Saka, and Arsenal can now break. And here's Saliba. Saliba just tries to play the ball through to Bukayo Saka, but Ben Mee just gets in the way of that, and the ball goes out of play for a throw-in. So it is a throw-in to Arsenal, level with the penalty area. And it's a chance now for Arsenal to try to create something. Here's Odegaard. It's just knocked out of play by Janelt, and it's going to be a throw-in. And Brentford now will have an opportunity just to clear the ball. And there is Thomas Frank just making notes right now. Hacked away again there by Nogard. And Brentford can try to move forward with Visser, but that is a crunching challenge. A legal one by Gabriel. Here's Trossard. Trossard plays the ball down the side to Odegaard. Odegaard to Bukayo Saka. And it comes to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu drops the ball back. And it's Gabriel again. Gabriel has got options available. Let's see what he can find. He's just sitting on the ball at the moment. Plays the ball to Jesus. Jesus goes down way too easily. Nothing from the referee, but it's won back by Zinchenko. Back to Saliba. Saliba to Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli, he's got two Brentford players in front of him. He's just backing off at the moment, and he drops the ball back to Saliba. Saliba to Declan Rice. Over on the far side to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu to Bukayo Saka. Saka to Gabriel Jesus. Jesus back to Declan Rice. Rice just down the far side there to Tomiyasu. Back to Odegaard now, returning from injury. Odegaard, he's got options. Gives it to Saka. Back to Odegaard. Tomiyasu. Back to Odegaard. And here's Declan Rice now. He's got options available. He drops it back to Gabriel. Arsenal just maintaining possession. Being patient here, looking for a way through this Brentford defence. Tomiyasu gives it to Gabriel. Gabriel gives it to Zinchenko. Zinchenko. Martinelli's in the penalty area now. Martinelli. Oh, good work by Mbeumo. And getting there with Gabriel Jesus as well, and it goes behind for a goal kick off Jesus. Well, good football by Arsenal, but the final ball just wasn't there. And 21 minutes gone, it is Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. You are listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. The player of the match sponsor on the hub is Commentary Services. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season: JB Sports, Focus on Football, and Storm FM. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. And the ball is out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Brentford, taken quickly by Janelt, and it's picked up by Visser. Visser just drops the ball to Nogard. Back to Visser. To Onyeka. Onyeka is mugged though there by Odegaard, and Odegaard nearly lost the ball himself, and now Trossard is fighting for it, but it is won back that time, and the ball is by Yarmoliuk on the far side, and it's back there with Ben Mee. Ben Mee gives it to Pinnock, and Asia plays the ball forward for Brentford, and chasing this one is Bryan Mbeumo with Zinchenko for company. Zinchenko gets across, makes a challenge, but the ball breaks loose there, and it goes right to the edge of the penalty area where Christian Nørgaard has the shot, and it goes over the crossbar, and Brentford have their second sight at goal, And no guard, though, blazes it over the crossbar, and it's going to be a goal kick for Arsenal. And, well, it's 0-0, and, well, you have to wonder what's coming up, really, for Arsenal in terms of their chance to go top of the league today. And, well, we'll see how all this pans out for them. Here's Odegaard. Odegaard across to Gabriel Jesus. Jesus launches the ball into the penalty area. It's headed up into the air by Asia and cleared away, and headed back into the penalty area and headed away by Pinnock. It's a bit of head tennis right now. Arsenal bring the ball down, and it's with Gabriel Jesus. With Alexander Zinchenko. Back to Martinelli. Martinelli gives it to Zinchenko, and Zinchenko back to Declan Rice. Rice has it just over the halfway line. Rice across to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu to Bukayo Saka. Saka just drops the ball back to Odegaard. Odegaard, he's got some options in front of him. He gives it to Declan Rice. Declan Rice has Tomiyasu and Gabriel alongside him. He gives it to Gabriel. He gives it to Martinelli. Martinelli about 30 yards out. Drops it back to Declan Rice. Patient build-up again by Arsenal. Let's see if they can find the move that penetrates this Brentford defence. There's Odegaard. Gives the ball there to Tomiyasu. Back to Odegaard. Odegaard, long ball over on the far side to Zinchenko on the edge of the penalty area. Zinchenko swings it in, and there's a header from Trossard. And it's just over the crossbar. And it is a goal kick, but what a chance there. Just so you know, coming up on the commentary hub, we have tomorrow, we have Spurs v Aston Villa. For Russ Vernon and Luke Turton will guide that game for you. And I will be in the presenter's chair for that. So join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. for Spurs v Aston Villa. The wheels seem to be coming off the Tottenham Hotspur party bus. Let's see if Aston Villa can compound that misery, or will Spurs bounce back? It'll be interesting to see. Join us for that one. And we are back here now. The ball is played forward, and Pinnock is just looking to deal with that. He just knocks the ball out of play for a throw-in. And Ethan Pinnock there. Throw-in taken quickly, and it's Zinchenko. Gives it to Gabriel. Gabriel drops the ball back there. And he gives it to Declan Rice. Back to Gabriel. Gabriel just looking at what options available. The referee has seen something. And it's going to be a free kick. Not sure what the referee has seen here, but looks like we're going to get free kick taken quickly. Gabriel takes it, gives it to Declan Rice. Declan Rice. He gives it to Gabriel, and it's brought back to the goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale. His clearance is again somewhat strange. Gives it to Zinchenko. Zinchenko drops the ball back, and it's cleared forward. And Trossard is trying to bring the ball under control, but Frank Onyeka is doing very well there. He just runs the ball out of play. Does Onyeka, and it's a throw into Arsenal. It's taken quickly. Here's Leandro Trossard. Trossard, the referee has found an grievance there against Gabriel Jesus, and it's going to be a free kick to Brentford. And I have to say, Mikel Arteta is not looking very pleased right now, as Thomas Frank just talking over with his coaching staff. And it's going to be a free kick. And it's going to be taken by the goalkeeper, Mark Flecken, almost by the halfway line, only about 6 yards from the halfway line. Flecken clears the ball long into the Arsenal penalty area. It's just headed away by Declan Rice. And it falls nicely at the moment here for Martinelli. Martinelli just trying to get away from Godos. He's not able to. And Brian Mbeumo picks up the loose ball. Mbeumo drops the ball back to Nogard. It's back to Mbeumo. Mbeumo to Asia. Back to Pinnock. Pinnock, long ball forward, but that is comfortably won back by Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu plays the ball now to Bukayo Saka as Arsenal can break. He's got Gabriel Jesus and Martin Odegaard alongside him. Finds Odegaard. Zinchenko gives the ball to Martinelli. Martinelli inside the penalty area. Back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko back to Declan Rice. Declan Rice over on the far side to Martin Odegaard, and Martin Odegaard gives the ball to Gabriel Jesus. It's back now with Bukayo Saka, and Odegaard has the ball. It's Tomiyasu fighting away for it there. Ben Mee just clears it away. Very scrappy at the moment, and Ben Mee concedes a throw-in, clearing it out of play. Joe Smoke, thank you. Brilliant commentary, Paul. You make the game worth listening to. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And it's going to be a throw-in to the Arsenal, and it is Tomiyasu now is going to take the throw-in. He's about 10 yards inside the Brentford half of the field, and he just throws it to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard drops it back to Tomiyasu. It's now with Gabriel for Arsenal. Moving forward over the halfway line, it's with Alexander Zinchenko. Zinchenko gives the ball to Martinelli. Martinelli slips the ball to Zinchenko. Zinchenko back to Martinelli. And Zinchenko now has the ball. Arsenal again, patient build-up. They just can't find the right move here to break down this Brentford defence that has been so resolute in this first half. Zinchenko plays the ball into the penalty area to Jesus. Jesus, can he turn? Oh, he tries to get a shot away, but that really is an excellent block. And it goes out of play for a throw-in. That's a great block by Pinnock. And Arsenal take the throw-in quickly. And Zinchenko plays the ball across to William Saliba. Saliba gives the ball to Odegaard. Odegaard cross attempted there by Tomiyasu, but it goes out of play off Janelt for a corner. Vitaly Janelt there gets a good block on that cross, and Bukayo Saka goes over to take Arsenal's third corner of the game. And it's just out of play there. It's Brentford 0, Arsenal 0 as we approach the half-hour mark. Not much to write home about so far. Only really one real chance, of course, from Aaron Ramsdale's mistake, where really Bryan Mbeumo should have been 1-0 to Brentford, really. Bukayo Saka may just take a short corner here and hand it off to Martin Odegaard. We'll see. Odegaard is standing by Bukayo Saka, but the 6-yard box is also full. Martinelli is in there, and Jesus is in there, and it just goes behind. And, well, it seemed to flick off the shoulder. Let's just take a look. Off the back, actually, off Gabriel, and goes behind. That would have been one of the stranger goals had it had gone in. Didn't go far behind. They just wide, not far away, but that would have been one of the stranger goals I've seen in the Premier League, but it goes behind for a goal kick. Mark Flecken now with the goal kick for Brentford. Cleared downfield and over the halfway line. Just headed on there by Nogard, but that's good work by Tomiyasu clearing up the pieces. Gives it back to Aaron Ramsdale, and Ramsdale just gives it to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu just trying to turn there is William Saliba, but he's dispossessed, and Nogard now gives the ball on the far side to Janelt with a cross. And it comes off William Saliba and goes behind for a Brentford corner, their first corner of the game. And it's over on the left-hand side. And Bryan Mbeumo has gone over to take it. Well, he may go this short. He's got Godos with him. He may go short. But also in the box there is Pinnock, Asia, Mee, of course. We all know about him. Wissa, Janelt, Nogard, they're all piling around Aaron Ramsdale to try to make life as difficult as possible for him. And we're just waiting to see if they're going to swing this in or whether it's going to be a short one. Now the referee, Tim Robinson, is going over to try to figure something out here. Godos and Mbeumo. The referee wants to just see what's going on there. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing. But it's now going to be, the corner is going to be taken. Ultimately and eventually, now the referee has gone over to try to sort out a dispute between Janelt and Zinchenko. Eventually we will get this corner taken, I promise. And the corner is in fact now going to be taken. Not sure if it's going to be on Buemo or Godos, to be honest. Looks like it's Godos. Swings it into the 6-yard box. Headed out by Gabriel. But there's confusion inside that Arsenal penalty area. It's cleared away by Gabriel Jesus eventually. Finds Bukayo Saka, who helps the ball along the way. Over the halfway line. And eventually it's returned to Mark Flecken. And he gives the ball to Janelt. And it's given back to Flecken. Flecken clears the ball downfield. And looking up there is Ben Mee, but he's beaten in the air that time by Zinchenko. And returned there by Leandro Trossard to Declan Rice. Rice returns the ball to Trossard. Trossard plays the ball to Declan Rice. Back to Zinchenko. Over on the far side there to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka gives the ball to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard to back to Tomiyasu. To Jesus. Tomiyasu. Corner of the penalty area. Gives the ball to Jesus. Declan Rice. Gabriel. Arsenal. Patient build-up against an 11-man wall. Brentford wall here. And it's launched in by Leandro Trossard. Flicked on I think by Janelt, and it just that's good work by Janelt. Just keeps the ball in play that time. Just about concedes a throw in rather than a corner. And you can see here Janelt just does very, very well there. Oh, that's very good play. And the throw in is taken. Well, the throw in was taken quickly, but there seemed to have been some delay. It looks like there was a foul throw, in fact, by Arsenal. And that means, of course, the throw-in goes in the other way to Brentford. And it's going to now be taken by Asia. Plays the ball forward. It's flicked on. And again, headed forward there by Janelt. But it's won back by Martinelli. But Christopher Asia gets in the way of that again. And Christopher Asia plays the ball forward, looking for Mbeumo. Mbeumo, is he fouled there? The referee said yes, and it's going to be a free kick to Brentford. Just inside the Brentford half of the field. Rather an unnecessary foul by William Saliba there. And as we look at Thomas Frank. And we've got 10 minutes to go till half-time. It's Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. And right now what you're watching is... what you're listening to, rather, is the last game of the Premier League today. I'll go through the Premier League scores from today at the end of the broadcast. And Mark Flecken now downfield. And it's just headed up into the air there by Pinnock, but wary of that was William Saliba, who just heads it back to Ramsdale, who clears the ball downfield. And chasing it down now is Gabriel Jesus. He's got Mbeumo and Asia around him, but Gabriel Jesus is adjudged to have fouled Asia, and it's going to be a free kick to Brentford. Well, 0-0. We'll look at Aaron Ramsdale there. Seems to have calmed down a little bit from that scare earlier on. As it is, no harm came about. Mark Flecken now is going to take this free kick. Downfield, long, looking for Mbeumo, but that's way over the head of Brian Mbeumo, and just goes straight through to his opposite number, Aaron Ramsdale. And, oh, it's another poor distribution from Aaron Ramsdale. Now it just bounced over the head of Mbeumo, but now the cross comes in and it's cleared away by Tomiyasu. And Arsenal can now come away on the break, and it's 3-on-2 if they can hurry. Here's Odegaard. Odegaard. Oh, he was looking for Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka did not control it very well, and Brentford can now win the ball back and come away, but that was a chance for Arsenal. And the ball is played by Asia, but only finds Gabriel, and now Arsenal win the ball back. And it's Odegaard. Odegaard gives the ball to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu back with Odegaard. Odegaard. He's got Gabriel Jesus out on the far side. Bukayo Saka seems to have moved into the middle at the moment. There's Declan Rice, and he gives the ball to Zinchenko. Zinchenko down this near side, left-hand side to Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli to Zinchenko, edge of the penalty area. Back to Gabriel. Gabriel to Tomiyasu. Over to Gabriel Jesus. Back to Tomiyasu. And back to Saliba there. Saliba, long ball over on the far side. Excellent ball to Martinelli. Gets inside the penalty area. Can he get the cross in, Martinelli? Pulls it back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko lifts it in. And it's just headed back. And it comes to Gabriel Jesus with a shot. But it's wide. It was a very tight angle to have a shot at. It may have been better just pulling that ball across the penalty area. But you can see here, Martinelli does well. He just flicks the ball back to Zinchenko. It was just headed across the box by Pinnock. But it was a very, very tight angle for Jesus to have a shot. He may well have been better just pulling that across, but he plays the shot and it goes wide. And, and we look again at that. Oh, that was a dreadful error. And if you could tell that Brian and Bremer wasn't expecting it, but had he been, he'd have been through 2-0 then. That was very, very sloppy. And here is, the referee has blown offside against Yarmoliuk, and it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. So as we approach 5 minutes to go until half time, see how long Josh Smith adds the time added on. There really hasn't been many stoppages in this first half at all, to be honest. It's been a fairly free-flowing game. I don't expect there to be too many stoppages. At half-time, we will take a break, and we will be back for the second half. Declan Rice has the ball now, just gives the ball to Gabriel, just plays the ball forward there to Jesus, and Jesus gives the ball to Bukayo Saka, back on the familiar right-hand side. Bukayo Saka just approaching the penalty area now, just trying to get away from Ben Mee, not able to do that, and it's cleared. And controlling the ball well is Wissa. He gives the ball to Onyeka. Onyeka is dispossessed, and here's Martinelli now for Arsenal. Martinelli, he pulls the ball back, and it's right back to Jesus. Will he have a shot? Jesus, it took a deflection, and Flecken was struggling with it, and he only manages to palm it behind for a corner. And the deflection there from Jesus' shot kind of confused Mark Flecken a little bit. Looks like it came off Pinnock there, and he was only able to palm that behind for a corner to Brentford. Corner to Arsenal, I should say. And it's going to be taken by Trossard. Trossard is going to swing this one in. And it's, again, not the best corner, and it's just headed out by Nogard, the captain. It's a throw-in to Arsenal, and it's level with the Brentford penalty area. Leandro Trossard was going to take it. Instead, he hands it over to Alexander Zinchenko. And he just gives the ball here to Martinelli. Martinelli pulls the ball across, and it's back with Bukayo Saka, back to Odegaard. Zinchenko, back to Bukayo Saka, lifting the ball into the penalty, and there's a free header by Jesus! What a save, but it's knocked in by Trossard! And it's 1-0 to Arsenal! The Gunners take the lead! And it's Leandro Trossard! Well, there it is, and, Martinelli found himself inside the penalty area with nobody there. Arsenal are in the lead, and, Brentford's defence, which has been so resolute in this first half, just seemed to melt away there. Let's take a look. Martinelli found himself with a bit of space. It was cleared away, but only as far as Saka. It found Odegaard, and Trossard gave the ball back to Saka, and this is onside. They're all onside. They're being played on by Godos, to be fair. Godos has played Jesus onside. Jesus with the header, saved by Flecken, and then a free header on the back post. There was Leandro Trossard, and Arsenal are 1 goal to the good and are on their way to being top of the league tonight. Well, Mikel Arteta delighted with that. VAR are looking at a possible offside. Now, this goal is being checked by VAR. To me, he wasn't offside. He was being played on by Godos, but we're going to take another look at it. That's too far ahead. They need to go back a little bit. There's no point looking at it like that. That's not the right angle. They're going to have to. They're going to have to look at this from a totally different angle. They're going to have to look at this from a different angle. But this is the only view. Assuming we're seeing what they're seeing, this is the only view that we're looking at so far. And in which case, he does look offside. But let's. We're just going to see what's going on here. We're not going to get a look at it from this. This is. Okay, so we're just waiting to see now what the referee... There's some delay in this, and I'm not sure exactly what else they're looking at. And it has been adjudged to be offside. And that goal is going to get ruled out. The offside thing came up. They're still looking at it, though, but the offside thing came up. I'm sure it did. Yeah. It is offside, so the goal will not stand. It looked to me like Godos was playing Jesus on side, but of course it could have been Trossard also in the offside position, so maybe we'll get another look at that later for you, but the goal does not stand, and we've got a free kick to Brentford, so Arsenal now pegged back to 0-0, and the free kick from the resulting offside will be taken by Flecken. And that should just add a few minutes on. It's actually, they were judging, yes, they were judging Trossard to be the offside, the person in the offside position, which I think he is by a toe, actually. Of course, so that's all it takes these days. And the throw-in is going to be taken now by Zinchenko. It's Brentford 0, Arsenal 0 as we approach half-time. And it's thrown to Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli gives it to Zinchenko. Back to Trossard again. Trossard plays the ball across looking for Odegaard, but that's a good interception by Ben Mee. But Ben Mee's pass was not a good one. And it's now down to Martinelli as Arsenal win the ball back. Martinelli trying to get inside the penalty area, but that's going to be hacked away by Mee again, and Zinchenko launches the ball back in, and Jesus is trying to bring this ball under control. Christian Ajar runs right through him, and it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. We have got 3 additional minutes, and Christopher Ajar goes into the referee's notebook for. Oh, he just ran right through him. Really, he can't complain about the booking there. He just ran over him virtually. It's going to be a free kick anyway, and it's almost level with the 6-yard box. So I'd say it's a good 7 yards out from the goal, and it's Leandro Trossard. He's just going to take his time over this one. We've got 2 minutes remaining of the minimum of 3. Remember, of course, at the referee's discretion, he can add more if he wants to. Leandro Trossard now is going to swing this one in. And we've got an update from the Championship, and I'll give you that in a moment. But just for the moment, it's going to be a free kick by Leandro Trossard, whose earlier goal was ruled out for offside. And again, Trossard swings the ball in. It's almost flicked on there, but it's hacked away by Ethan Pinnock. West Brom are leading at half-time against Ipswich. Darnell Furlong's 5-minute goal is the difference there. That's half-time at the Hawthorns. And here is Bukayo Saka. Saka just plays the ball forward to Zinchenko. Zinchenko to Martinelli. Martinelli just looking at what options are available. He drops it back to Zinchenko again as we approach half-time here. Here is Gabriel. Gabriel drops the ball back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko, is he going to swing this one in? Oh, it finds Odegaard, and he tried the back heel. He tried the back flick there, Odegaard, but he only succeeded in pulling that ball wide of the goal. And with 47 and a half minutes gone, it's still 0-0. And we are just about almost at half time. I suspect Tim Robinson will blow his whistle very, very shortly. Apart from the VAR check, there really hasn't been many other stoppages in this first half. Mark Flecken with the goal kick downfield over the halfway line, and the referee checks his watch and puts the whistle to his lips and blows for half time. So it is Brentford 0, Arsenal 0 at half time. And really the major chance falling for Brentford from Aaron Ramsdale's mistake, which Brian Mbeumo managed to get a shot on goal at, but cleared off the line by Declan Rice. Arsenal denied a goal for a potential offside from Leandro Trossard's back post header, but at half-time at the Brentford Community Stadium, it is Brentford 0, Arsenal 0, and we are going to take a short break. Welcome back, folks. The players are in the tunnel for the second half. Just before we bring those players out for the second half, just want to tell you what's coming up on the Commentary Hub JB Sports Focus on Football tomorrow. We have Spurs versus Aston Villa. The commentary will be provided to you by Russ Vernon, and he will have Luke Turton alongside him as well. I will be in the presenter chair. Can Spurs rebound from 2 consecutive defeats, or will Villa continue to play the best sort of football they've been playing in 30 years? Join us for that one, Spurs versus Villa tomorrow. The players are out for the second half right now, and Thomas Frank is there. I don't see any substitutions made as of yet. I must admit, I don't expect any. It's been a fairly even game for most of the first half. Chances are to premium. No changes in the Arsenal ranks. You can see that they're just doing their final preparations for the second half. And just waiting to see whether Brentford have made any changes themselves. Aaron Ramsdale geeing himself up for the second half. No changes from Brentford either, so I will run through the starting lineups for you. Brentford will get the second half underway, attacking the goal to our left. They line up with Flecken, Janel, Pinnock, me, Asia, Yarmoliuk, Norgard, the captain, Onyeka, Visser, Godas, and Mbeumo. Arsenal line up as follows: Ramsdale, Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, Tomiyasu, Trossard, Rice, Odegaard, Martinelli, Jesus, and Saka. Here is Saka now. Saka just getting into the penalty area. Let's see if he can get the cross away. Saka gets the cross in, and Odegaard almost got on the end of that. That would have been 1-0 for sure. Ethan Pinnock might have just got the final touch on that. Let's take a look at this. You can see here there was some sloppy play by Brentford clearing the ball. The ball eventually found Bukayo Saka. Saka delivers a really dangerous looking cross there. Yes, it comes off Odegaard and just loops over the crossbar. So it'll be a goal kick to Arsenal, to Brentford. And Mark Flecken clears the ball downfield now. And it's just flicked on there. And it's won back by Leandro Trossard. Trossard just edged out the play by Onyeka. Onyeka plays the ball forward to Mbeumo. Mbeumo, he's closing in on Ramsdale, and Ramsdale was late again on really getting the clearance away. He left it till the very last second. And I'm not sure why Ramsdale left it quite so long. I think he was waiting to see if the ball would come into the penalty area. Well, eventually he does clear it, and it's gone out to play. I'm not sure if it's gone out for a corner or a throw-in. It looks like it's gone out for a throw-in, actually, I think. Let's have a look. Yes, right by the corner flag, though. I mean, it couldn't have gotten any closer. So it's going to be a long throw-in. And just over this one is Pinnock. Pinnock just throws it down there. And Onyeka gives it back to Pinnock. Pinnock just plays the ball off Zinchenko, and it goes out of play for a throw into Brentford. And Ethan Pinnock will have another go. Pinnock just taking his time this time. Brentford 0, Arsenal 0, Brentford Community Stadium. And Pinnock again is going to try the long throw in into the penalty area, and it's flicked on by Norgard, and it just goes behind for a goal kick. Well, Godas thinks it kind of went off an Arsenal player last, and he's protesting, but the referee has in fact given a goal kick. Gabriel just getting to his feet there. Let's take a look and see what actually happened there. The header was on. It looks like it came off Godas last, to be honest. And that's what the referee seems to have adjudged. So going to get a goal kick, which Aaron Ramsdale will take. And he clears it right-footed downfield. Right to Gabriel Jesus. Really good delivery that time. And it's headed on by Odegaard. Only as far as Azure. Azure clears the ball forward, and Declan Rice just wins that header and heads it on to Tomiyasu. and he clears the ball forward, and it goes back into the Brentford half, and again back towards the Arsenal end of the field, and picked up by Zinchenko and coming back to the goalkeeper. Ramsdale clears it downfield. Ben Mee gets a header in, but only as far as Martin Odegaard, and Odegaard now just holds the ball up, plays the ball in field to Declan Rice. Declan Rice, he's got some space in front of him. Rice, over to Zinchenko, to Martinelli. Martinelli, can he get into the penalty area and get a cross in? Martinelli with a cross, and it just escapes everybody and goes behind for a goal kick. Disappointing cross that time by Gabriel Martinelli. It was a positive build-up by Arsenal, and Gabriel's cross just goes wide. Goal at the Hawthorns, West Bromwich Albion 2, Ipswich Town 0. Grady Diangana on 47 minutes as the goal there. And it's going to be a goal kick now to Brentford. Cleared right-footed downfield over the halfway line, and it's just headed on there by Nogard. And it goes back now to Gabriel. Gabriel clears the ball forward, but it's a very disappointing clearance. Really only finds Nogard again. And here's Janelt. Janelt drops the ball back there to me. Me gives the ball to Yarmoliuk. Yarmoliuk drops it back to Pinnock, who gives it back to the goalkeeper, Mark Flecken. He clears the ball downfield. William Saliba gets a header on that, and only finds Ethan Pinnock, but it's just won back by Nogard. Nogard drops it to Yarmoliuk. Yarmoliuk to the centre-back for Brentford, Ethan Pinnock. Pinnock goes back to Janelt, under pressure there from Martinelli, and he's fouled is Janelt by Martinelli, and it's going to be a free kick to Brentford. Midway inside their own half. And Brentford 0, Arsenal 0 at the Brentford Community Stadium. And there is Mikel Arteta not looking particularly pleased right now. And Kai Havertz warming up for Arsenal as there is action on that Arsenal bench. Also alongside Eddie Nketiah, I think, is also warming up there. And the ball is cleared downfield, and it's picked up by Onyeka, who gives it back to the goalkeeper, Mark Flecken. Flecken clears it downfield, now looking for Asia. Asia, long ball over, looking for Visser, and that's good work by Tomiyasu. Just gets ahead of Johan Visser there and just chests it back to Aaron Ramsdale. So we've had 6 minutes of the second half. It's still Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. It's cleared downfield by Aaron Ramsdale and headed forward and headed on again by Janelt. But here's Mbeumo now. Mbeumo gets into the penalty area. Mbeumo with a shot, but it's a disappointing one. He just pulls it to the near side. He may have been better going to the far post rather than the near post. But it's a first real look at goal that Brentford have had since really the first half. And it's sloppy defending by Arsenal, actually. And Mbeumo was left all on his own. Gets into the penalty area there. And really, that was a golden opportunity for Brian Mbeumo. Aaron Ramsdale, right-footed, downfield. It's won in the air by Nogard. Good header, but only as far as Zinchenko. Zinchenko back to William Saliba, who almost loses it, but well played by Saliba. Gives it to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu over the halfway line. Down here to Bukayo Saka on this right-hand side. Bukayo Saka. And he just pulls the ball there to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard gives the ball to Declan Rice. Declan Rice. Alexander Zinchenko. It's over on the far side to Trossard there, but he gives the ball back to Zinchenko. Arsenal again, just at the moment, lacking any penetration in their attack at the moment. Here's Tomiyasu. Bukayo Saka. Saka gives the ball to Odegaard. Odegaard looking at what options available. Long ball by Odegaard over on the far side to Martinelli. Martinelli's got some space. Tries to flick the ball in. Oh, it just goes behind Odegaard. Bukayo Saka does well to keep the ball in play, though, and keep the attack alive. Bukayo Saka slipped through there to Tomiyasu, And coming across there was Ben Mee to make a solid challenge there. And Arsenal will get a corner. And Bukayo Saka is coming across. And, well, we haven't had much by way of attacking play in this game. There really has been a lack of quality in the final third of the field, really by both teams. But we've got a corner here. Let's see if Bukayo Saka can change all that. Well, he swings the ball in. And just with headed into the air is Pinnock. And Umbuemo just chests it down there to Asia. Asia clears the ball downfield, and it goes out of play for a throw-in, almost on the halfway line for Arsenal, which Alexander Zinchenko will take. Feel that the game needs a goal. And it's taken quickly by Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu drops the ball. Oh, he's under pressure, Tomiyasu, and he just plays the ball to Declan Rice. Good work by Declan Rice, just breaking away from the two Brentford defenders, Janelt and Norgard. Declan Rice gives it to Tomiyasu, but cutting across there with a fine challenge is Norgard. And he gives the ball to the throw-in is taken quickly by Tomiyasu. He gives the ball to Bukayo Saka, who provides it to Odegaard. Odegaard plays the ball across to Zinchenko. Zinchenko to Martinelli, cutting across the penalty area. Martinelli gets a good cross in. It's just headed away by Ben Mee, but only as far as Bukayo Saka. Saka keeps the attack alive. Back to Odegaard. Back to Saka. Saka goes over. No question of a penalty. The ball is cleared forward now, and Umbuemo is chasing this one. And, well, he had the beating there of Gabriel, but good work by Aaron Ramsdale coming out and reading that attack and clearing it. And now Martinelli commits a foul and will go into the referee's notebook. So Martinelli gets a booking for the foul here. Foul on Onyeka. And Martinelli is the first player for Arsenal in the referee's notebook. Of course, Christophe Aja was booked earlier on, right at the end of the first half. This referee hasn't sent anybody off this season. He's had 12 games, no red cards for Tim Robinson. So he's managed to avoid that controversy. So the free kick is going to be taken now by Flecken. He clears the ball forward towards the penalty area. It only lands to Martin Odegaard, and Martin Odegaard now plays the ball forward, looking for Declan Rice. Declan Rice trying to hold it up. He's joined by help by Bukayo Saka, but the ball bounces off Saka and goes out of play for a throw-in. So it's going to be a throw-in taken by Ben Mee on the halfway line. Ben Mee, of course, former Burnley player. And Ben Mee throws it back to Ethan Pinnock, who gives it back to the goalkeeper, Mark Flecken, who gives it right back to Ethan Pinnock. Flecken now has the ball back. He's just looking at what options he's got available downfield. Looks like he may throw a long one down there. He does. Right-footed downfield. Chasing up there is Umbuemo trying to win the header, but there is Zinchenko. Zinchenko is dispossessed by Janelt. And Janelt now gives the ball down this near side to Yarmoliuk. Yarmoliuk drops it back. Gives the ball back to Janelt. He's got Yarmoliuk overlapping, but Janelt just drops it back to Ben Mee. Mee gives it to Yarmoliuk. Yarmoliuk back to Janelt. Back to Ben Mee. Ben Mee just plays the ball across to Norgard, and here's Onyeka. Onyeka under pressure, but he just drops it back to Pinnock. Pinnock to Mee. Back to Yarmoliuk. Yarmoliuk plays the ball forward looking for Umbuemo, but cutting across nicely is William Saliba. Gives the ball back to Aaron Ramsdale, and Ramsdale clears it downfield, and it goes out of play for a throw-in. 6 yards inside the Arsenal half of the field. 57 minutes gone. You're listening to Alternative Commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. The player of the match is sponsored today by Commentary Services, and Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season: JB Sports, Focus on Football, and Storm FM. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. Got another throw-in, and it's to be taken by Ben Mee. He's midway inside the Brentford half of the field is Ben Mee. He's just looking at what options he's got available. 0-0 still here, still a game that's really awaiting its first goal. It really needs a goal. The throw-in just comes off, well, it looked like it came off William Saliba there, but the throw-in has in fact been given to Arsenal, and it's going to be taken by Tomiyasu, just inside the Brentford half of the field. Tomiyasu just right in front of his manager there. And you can see that he's just trying to have a word in Tomiyasu's ear. There is Mikel Arteta. This is his 200th match in charge of Arsenal in all competitions. And he'll be looking for it to be a good one. Here's Zinchenko. Zinchenko over on the far side there to Martin Odegaard. Gives the ball to Bukayo Saka, right hand side, back to Odegaard. Odegaard swings the ball in, but it just escapes everybody and goes behind for a goal kick, which is very much the way this game has gone for Arsenal. Just lacking that penetration in attack. The final ball, the build-up play has not been fantastic by either side really, and that ball by Odegaard really was the pinnacle there of what's been happening. Eddie Nketiah now just preparing to come on as his action on the Arsenal bench. He's just putting on his shirt and receiving some instructions there. Ball is cleared downfield and headed out of play by Christopher Ajar, and it's going to be a throw-in. And there is Mikel Arteta now just looking at perhaps maybe making some changes. Eddie Nketiah, of course, we know he's a good player. He's got 5 goals this season, so we know what he's capable of. It's headed back to Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale hasn't had much to do, really, apart from the opportunity that was cleared off the line. He clears it right-footed downfield. That's a good interception by Pinnock, and Pinnock drops the ball to Norgard. The ball is played forward to Mbeumo, and Mbeumo just runs that ball out of play, and another hopeful attack by Brentford just fizzles out in the same sense of the way that this game has gone so far. And the throw-in is going to be taken by Zinchenko for Arsenal, midway inside the Arsenal half of the field. And here is Declan Rice. Rice just plays the ball to Saliba, who gives the ball to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu over the halfway line now. He's got options available, including Saka. Tomiyasu just drops it back to Rice, who gives the ball to Zinchenko. Zinchenko on the far side. It's Gabriel now. Zinchenko tries to just skip into the penalty area, but good work by Onyeka. And now Visser breaking forward. Visser just plays the ball forward to Mbeumo. And Mbeumo over on the far side to Onyeka. Onyeka plays the ball into the middle. He's looking for Visser, but again, it's another disappointing ball. And it's comfortably taken by Aaron Ramsdale. And he releases the ball to Declan Rice as Arsenal now break forward with Leandro Trossard. Trossard back to Odegaard. And it's with Zinchenko to Martinelli on the far side. Gabriel Martinelli back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko just looking for options there. He goes back to Martinelli. Martinelli tries to cross the ball in, but it's blocked by Mbeumo and hacked away into the air. But that is a dreadful clearance. It just goes right up into the air. Headed out again by Ben Mee, but not really far enough as Declan Rice just regains possession of the ball. And he gives it to Bukayo Saka. Back to Odegaard, midway inside the Brentford half of the field. Odegaard gives the ball over on the far side there to Trossard. Trossard gets the ball and gives it to Zinchenko. And here's Martinelli now. Martinelli, can he get the cross in? Oh, that's good defensive play. That is really, really good defensive play that time. And high fives all round as Christian Norgard just seals that ball out of play. And it's going to be a goal kick. And just looking on the Brentford bench there as they're just going over some tactical ideas. And the goal kick is going to be taken by Mark Flecken. 63 minutes gone, and it's Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. And possession is 69% first half, 50-50 second. Brentford have certainly come back into it a little bit more in the second half. That goal kick is headed out of play by Gabriel, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Bees. And taken quickly. Here's Nogard for Brentford. Just over on the far side. Nogard gets a cross in, and it's just too close to Aaron Ramsdale. As such has been the final ball for either side. Really just hasn't even been close to being acceptable. Declan Rice gives the ball to William Saliba. Saliba plays the ball forward to Bukayo Saka. Saka drop back to Saliba. Saliba gives the ball to Declan Rice. Rice just plays it long over on the far side to Gabriel. That is a really wonderful ball. And he drops it back there now to Zinchenko. Zinchenko gives the ball to Declan Rice. Down this near side to Odegaard. Odegaard to Martinelli now down the right-hand side. Martinelli tries to get the cross in, and it comes off Asia, and it will be a throw-in for Arsenal, which Gabriel Martinelli is now standing over. Is he going to hand it over to Tomiyasu? Yes, and we're going to see a substitution here. And we are going to see the arrival of Eddie Nketiah. And coming off is Gabriel Jesus. So the first blink, if you will, from either manager is by Mikel Arteta. And he brings on Eddie Nketiah for Gabriel Jesus. Jesus been a little disappointing today. And he is coming off now. And Eddie Nketiah will be coming on. And Nketiah, well, it's his 5th appearance of the season in the league. Just going to see how he gets on in this one. Here is Odegaard, and Odegaard is adjudged to be in an offside position. So it'd be a free kick to Brentford. And the goalkeeper, Mark Flecken, is going to take it. It's right over by the corner flag, actually. And he's just thrown it a further 10 yards ahead. And he's going to take the free kick from entirely the wrong position. And Mark Flecken will launch this downfield. Brentford, for them, they will consider this to be a valuable point. For Arsenal, well, they're just blowing the chance of going top of the league right now. Here's Declan Rice. Rice plays the ball over on the far side to Alexander Zinchenko. Zinchenko plays the ball over the halfway line looking for the chasing Eddie Nketiah. Nketiah, wearing number 14 if you are watching on the screens and following on the commentary. And now you can see Thomas Frank there just talking to two of his substitutes. Perhaps he's preparing to make a change shortly. Here's Zinchenko. Zinchenko just gives the ball back to Gabriel. Back to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard down this side to Tomiyasu. Back to Odegaard. And it gives the ball to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka plays the ball to Declan Rice. Declan Rice back to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka just looking at what options he's got available. And he's surrounded by two Brentford players at the moment. And he plays the ball across to Gabriel. Back to William Saliba. Patient build-up by Arsenal. And here's Declan Rice back to William Saliba. To Zinchenko. Over on the far side to Martinelli. Martinelli swings the ball in, and up there is Nketiah, and just getting ahead of him was Ben Mee with a vital header, putting that ball behind for a corner. Otherwise, Eddie Nketiah had a free header because that was just delivered with perfect accuracy by Gabriel Jesus onto the head of Eddie Nketiah. But right there, Johnny on the spot was Ben Mee to head the ball behind. Great piece of defending by Ben Mee. So it's going to be a corner to Arsenal. It's their sixth corner of the game, and it's going to be taken by Bukayo Saka. He swings this one into the near post. It's a free header, and it's a goal! And it's in, but it's not going to count. It's not going to count. It was by Gabriel, but it's not going to count. The referee has seen something. I'm not sure exactly. He's now talking to Nketiah and Yamaliuk. I think he wants the corner retaken. actually, Tim Robinson. I'm not sure exactly what his overall beef is here between these two players, but they're both just moving away now, and it looks like we may have to take the corner again. But that was a perfectly delivered ball right onto the head of Gabriel, which would have been 1-0 for Arsenal. But as it stands, the referee blows his whistle. Sorry to get your hopes up, everybody. Here is Bukayo Saka again, though, with this corner, take 2. And again, he goes towards the near post, and Mark Flecken gets up and plucks that out the air. That's a good take by the goalkeeper. Very sure of himself there. Been a very adequate replacement for David Raya as Mark Flecken. And he has the ball in his hands right now, and he's taking his time and eventually clears it right-footed downfield. Up there is Mbeumo along with Saliba. Saliba wins the header. It's now back with Gabriel, who was being fouled by Yamaliuk. The referee determines that that's not a foul. Gabriel knocks that ball out of play, and it's going to be a throw into Brentford. Almost level with the Arsenal penalty area. It's taken quickly. It's actually thrown all the way back, and eventually right the way back to Jan Elt, and then eventually back to Ethan Pinnock, and right back to Mark Flecken in the Brentford goal. So Brentford start again, and here is Yamaliuk. Yamaliuk just drops it back to Ben Mee, and Ben Mee goes right back to Mark Flecken. And it is still Brentford 0, Arsenal 0 in this game. And just gives the ball there to Norgard. Norgard goes back to Pinnock, who goes back to the goalkeeper. And he's in all sorts of trouble. Is Flecken there? And he had Eddie Nketiah breathing down his neck as he was taking the ball back towards his own goal. But now Brentford can move forward. And here is Yamaliuk. Yamaliuk with a shot, but it's right down the throat of Aaron Ramsdale. And with 20 minutes to go, it's Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. Time for me just to complete my final marketing duties. You are listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. The player of the match sponsor today on the hub is Commentary Services. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season: JB Sports, Focus on Football, and Storm FM. And don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. And it's right back now with Ben Mee for Brentford. Well, Ben Mee just plays the ball off Bukayo Saka. He gets the ball back. It's now with Norgard. Just under a bit of pressure. Gives the ball back to Ben Mee, but Ben Mee only plays the ball out of play. Norgard perhaps played Ben Mee under a little bit of problem there. So we're going to see 2 substitutions now. We're going to see Neil Maupay, and we are going to also see Sheldon Baptiste. So Sheldon Baptiste and Maupay are coming on. Coming off is Johan Visser. We haven't seen much of him today. So Visser is coming off for Maupay. And Yamaliuk is coming off for Baptiste. So Maupay wearing number 7, Baptiste wearing number 26. And that's the first 2 substitutions made by Brentford in this game. A throw-in to be taken by Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu tries to throw it into the box. It's headed out by Ben Mee. And it's back there with Declan Rice. Back to Zinchenko with a shot. And that is blocked by Onyeka, who gets hammered with the ball again. He's been in the wars today. Just took it off the elbow that time. He's a tough man, is Onyeka, but he's been hit with a ball a few times today, bless him. And the corner is going to be taken by Leandro Trossard. And this ball is going to be swung in. 18 minutes to go here. Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. Leandro Trossard swinging this one in. And it's into the 6-yard box, and the header is up in the air by Pinnock and flicked on again by Mbeumo, and Norgard is not able to help it on its way. He just knocks it out of play for a throw-in level with the Brentford penalty area to be taken by Alexander Zinchenko. Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. Zinchenko gives the ball to Declan Rice. Back to Zinchenko. And you can see here now, he gives the ball back with Declan Rice. Declan Rice gives the ball to William Saliba. Back to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu gives the ball to Declan Rice. Just seem to be going backwards at the moment to Arsenal, but he gives it the ball back to Tomiyasu, and now here is Bukayo Saka, almost played himself into trouble there. Bukayo Saka gives it to Nketiah. Good challenge there in the attempted pass to Odegaard. And now coming forward is Sheldon it's Neil Maupay. Neil Maupay is dispossessed there by William Saliba. And at the moment it is very scrappy as Neil Maupay picks up the ball again. Maupay just trying to get away from Tomiyasu, but good work by Tomiyasu. And Neil Maupay can't believe it, but there is no free kick given. And Odegaard is now, this is not good news for Arsenal. Odegaard is not looking very comfortable at all at the moment. Let's take a look. Oh, it's knee on knee. Oh, by Nogard. That is painful. That is very, very painful. But one hopes that it's just an impact injury and that he'll run it off, but nothing serious, I hope. But we'll see how Odegaard recovers from that. He's just come back from injury, of course. So to see him in that position is not very good. Aaron Ramsdale now, though, has possession of the ball. 10 attempts by Arsenal on goal, only 2 on target. 6 for Brentford, only 2 on target. Gives you some idea of how poor the attacking players have been in this game so far for both teams. Odegaard gives the ball to Saka. Saka got caught up with Nketiah. Ben Mee will clear this ball forward, and Neil Maupay is chasing it, but cutting across is William Saliba. But Maupay is helped along by Mbeumo, and Mbeumo gives it back to Maupay. Maupay in the penalty area tries to find Mbeumo, but a good challenge there by Gabriel, and Gabriel just plays it off Maupay, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Well, 15 minutes to go. Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. And well, it looks like it's heading towards a 0-0 draw. I think at the moment, I think if these two teams played till midnight, nobody would score. And Aaron Ramsdale now with the goal kick. Downfield. And up in the air there is Eddie Nketiah, but it's won by Ben Mee. Heads it forward to Maupay. And it's picked up by Mbeumo. Mbeumo trying to find Maupay again. And cutting across here very, very well is William Saliba. Maupay just keeps it in play, but Saliba comes away with the ball. And he gives it to Declan Rice. Declan Rice clears the ball forward, and cursing this one is Eddie Nketiah. But Ethan Pinnock deals with that very well, and he launches the ball back into the Arsenal half of the field. Controlled well by Alexander Zinchenko, but Zinchenko is dispossessed, and it's Sheldon Baptiste. Gives the ball to Mbeumo. Mbeumo, real chance here is Asia, but it comes back to Mbeumo. Mbeumo, can he get the cross in? And it's headed there by Maupay, and almost. Janel just tried to pull the ball back to Maupay, who pulls it wide. But what a chance there for Arsenal. For Brentford. Let's just take a look at this again, and you see the ball eventually broke to Mbeumo in the penalty area. Mbeumo gets a cross in. The header was by Janelt, in fact, and it was Zinchenko this time that got the block on that. And then Janelt puts it wide, but a real chance for Brentford there. But great work by Alexander Zinchenko. And Arsenal now will breathe again. It's cleared downfield by Aaron Ramsdale. And the ball there by Leandro Trossard was a poor one, and it's picked up by Ben Mee. Ben Mee gives it back to Janelt. Janelt plays the ball forward. It's Sheldon Baptiste. Good interception, no, by Declan Rice, and it's picked up, and it's a mere free kick for the foul on Declan Rice. And we are going to see Kai Havertz. Let's see if he can inject some extra attacking play into Arsenal's attack. We'll see when he is ready to come on. He's just receiving his final instructions. Here's Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu gives the ball to to William Saliba, who tries to find Saka, and the ball goes out of play for a throw-in. Midway inside the Brentford half of the field. 12 minutes to go here. It is Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. And in about 10 minutes' time, I'm going to be having to put my thinking cap on to figure out who's going to be my player of the match. And the replacement for Kai Havertz is Gabriel Martinelli. So Gabriel Martinelli goes off for Kai Havertz on 78 minutes. It's interesting substitution. I actually think Martinelli has been at the heart of most of what Arsenal has done that's good today, but the change has been made nevertheless. Kai Havertz is on. It's flicked on by Odegaard and finds Nketiah. Nketiah drops it back to Odegaard. Here is Kai Havertz now. Havertz gets into the penalty area. Can he get the cross in? It's blocked. And then almost cleared only back to Odegaard on the edge of the area. Back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko gives the ball back to Trossard, edge of the penalty area. Trossard drops it back to Declan Rice with a shot, and it just whistles wide. And, well, that's shot in anger by Declan Rice. It just whistles wide. Just want to see if it took a deflection on the way. I think it did off Frank Onyeka, so it should be a corner to Arsenal. It is indeed, and Leandro Trossard has gone over to take it. So we're down to 10 minutes left in this game, and it's 0-0. Just, I'll tell you what's coming up on the commentary hub just after this corner, and hopefully it'll be more exciting than this game. The referee, Tim Robinson, is talking to Declan Rice at the moment. He's also having a word with Frank Onyeka as well. And this corner is eventually going to be taken as Tim Robinson, when he's ready, will blow his whistle. And right now, Frank Onyeka again has got his arms all over Declan Rice. Dangerous these days with VAR. You just never know what they're going to give. Corner is going to be taken by Trossard. It's swung in and it's just headed out. But the referee has determined that there's been a foul. So what we've got coming up on the commentary hub tomorrow, we have Tottenham Hotspur versus Aston Villa. Russ Vernon will be in the commentary hub, joined by Luke Turton as co-com. I will be presenting. Can Tottenham Hotspur rebound from 2 consecutive defeats, or can Aston Villa continue their fine form in their chase for another European position? Join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. Spurs v Aston Villa. Back to this one, and the goal kick is taken by Mark Flecken, but it's won back by Arsenal, and the ball is played forward by Zinchenko, looking for Eddie Nketiah, and it's breaking out as Arsenal break forward in numbers. Here is Odegaard. Zinchenko leaves it on the far side to Trossard. Trossard launches it in, and Mark Flecken, great take just off the head of Kai Havertz. That is a great take by the Brentford goalkeeper, just snatched it off the head of the German international. And Mark Flecken there, just like it was nothing. That was a really good piece of goalkeeping. And he'll clear the ball downfield. And with 9 minutes to go, it is Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. And it's just headed forward on Buemo. Just lifts the ball forward looking for Mope. It's just cleared away by William Saliba out of play. And it's going to be a throw-in to Brentford. 8 minutes to go. We almost feel like we're counting down the minutes. It's Brentford 0, Arsenal 0. They are looking very, very solid at Brentford right now. Arsenal at the moment really don't look like they're going to break the deadlock at this time. Throw-in to be taken by Ethan Pinnock. As time breaking down now. Pinnock just gives the ball to Asia. Asia launches the ball in. Oh, it's headed down there, and chasing this one is Baptiste, but cutting across there really well is Saliba, but it's launched back into the penalty area, and Buemo is chasing this, but Gabriel just gets in front of him and gives the Arsenal goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale a chance to come out and claim it. He releases it quickly, and here is Declan Rice. Here's Leandro Trossard. Trossard gives the ball to Havertz. Havertz under pressure, and he's dispossessed. Ethan Pinnock he had a lot of time there, did Pinnock, but he puts the ball out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Arsenal, level with the Brentford penalty area, left-hand side. Zinchenko gives the ball back to Declan Rice. Rice back to Trossard. Trossard just cuts back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko gets the cross in, and up there is Nketiah, but it's headed out by Ben Mee. Only as far as Saliba with a shot, and it's not a million miles away, just goes wide. Saliba just got the connection on that, but it had Mark Flecken scrambling, but it just goes the wrong side of the post as far as Arsenal is concerned. And it's Mark Flecken with the goal kick. And ball is cleared downfield, and there's a look at Thomas Frank. I think he will be happier of the happier of the two managers at this time. And it's Zinchenko now, just muscles away from Janelt as the ball rolls out of play for a throw-in to the Arsenal. It's going to be taken by Alexander Zinchenko as we approach in the twilight minutes of this game. Zinchenko just throws the ball to Havertz. Havertz knocks it back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko clears the ball forward, and here's Bukayo Saka. 3-on-2 if Arsenal can hurry. Here's Nketiah. Nketiah with a shot is a very disappointing effort, and it's a comfortable save for Mark Flecken. But, well, just for a moment, Arsenal had 3-on-2 there, and, well, they didn't take advantage of it. You could see the ball was just played across there to... the easier ball would have been, in my opinion, to Bukayo Saka, but that wasn't the case. It's cleared downfield anyway, and Saka heads the ball on, and it's headed back into the Arsenal half of the field. It's picked up by Onyeka. Onyeka plays the ball forward. It's won by Tomiyasu, picked up by Nogard, the captain. Nogard, long ball over on the far side to Mbeumo. Mbeumo just trying to beat Zinchenko, but he trips over the ball, and Zinchenko takes advantage of that and picks it up. Going to name the player of the match in about a minute and a half's time here. That's cleared forward, and it's picked up by Frank Onyeka. Onyeka drops it back to Pinnock. Pinnock back to Ben Mee. Ben Mee just gives the ball there to Sheldon Baptiste, who gives it the ball back to Pinnock. 14 touches in the opposition box for Brentford, 30 for Arsenal. But I don't think either side really has done enough to win the match, in my opinion. Here's Odegaard. Odegaard just gives the ball to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu just gives the ball there to Bukayo Saka. Back to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu to Declan Rice. Declan Rice now gives the ball to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu. Here's Odegaard, edge of the penalty area. Patient build up by Arsenal. Bukayo Saka, can he get the cross in? He can, but it's a poor one. And it's headed out by Ethan Pinnock. Only as far as Gabriel. And it goes back there now. And it's Saliba. Saliba gives the ball to Declan Rice. Declan Rice across to Zinchenko. Patient build up again by the Arsenal. Zinchenko gives the ball there to Leandro Trossard. Can Trossard get the cross in? Not able to. And he gives the ball, though, to Declan Rice. Declan Rice to Saliba. Saliba. And Tomiyasu just tried to play the ball in for Nketiah, but it's hacked away by Ben Mee. I'm going to name the player of the match when the ball next goes out of play, or there's a stoppage. It's finally cleared away by Neil Maupay, but Arsenal continue the pressure. And it's Kai Havertz. Gives it to Zinchenko. Zinchenko gives the ball to Leandro Trossard. Trossard, crossover on the far side to Bukayo Saka, brings it down beautifully. Saka, just waiting to see what options are available. The moment Arsenal just trying to walk the ball in the net. Here's Odegaard. Odegaard swings across in, and it's just headed out by Pinnock. As far as Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu, Leandro Trossard, gets into the penalty area. Trossard just plays the ball back to Tomiyasu, but it just bounced away from him as he tried to get that shot in. Arsenal now still coming forward. And it's Rice. Gives it back to Gabriel. Back to Zinchenko. Back to Declan Rice. Time ticking down. 2 minutes to go. Odegaard. edge of the penalty area. Martin Odegaard cutting inside, gives it to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka swings across in. On the back post, it's Havertz! It's 1-0 Arsenal! And it's Kai Havertz! 88 minutes! And Arsenal take the lead! Is that the goal that's going to send the Gunners to the top of the Premier League summit tonight? What a header on the back post from Kai Havertz! And Arsenal have snatched it at the last. 1-0. Well, let's take a look at this. Kai Havertz, the substitute, came on. He's been fairly lively since he's been on, but you can see the ball here goes back to Odegaard. Odegaard just drops it back to Bukayo Saka. His assist, and he's onside this time. His assist was absolutely superb. Right onto the head of the German international. And then under the legs of Mark Flecken is that header. And Arsenal are 1-0 up and are heading for the top of the league tonight. Kai Havertz. Well, we're going to name our player of the match now, and despite that goal, the player of the match, I've given it today to William Saliba for his excellent defensive duties. He's also been good in creating attacks for Arsenal as well, moving forward, both so attacking and defensively, has done an excellent job throughout the game. So today's player of the match, as sponsored by Commentary Services, goes to Arsenal's number 2, William Saliba, and there is is there going to be a substitution? There's going to be a couple of substitutions here. Just trying to see who's coming on right now. We're just trying to get that for you while all the fuss is happening. But it looks like Brentford has made a very sly substitution. Lewis Potter is coming on for his Premier League debut. His first appearance this season, actually, for Lewis Potter. I'm just not sure who it is who's come off. I'll get that information for you. But that was a very sly substitution under the radar, so to speak. And I'll just find out who that is for you now. It's Onyeka. So Onyeka is off, and Keane Lewis Potter is on, and we are into 4 minutes of injury time. And well, can Arsenal hold out here and get the victory? Here is Lewis Potter with a cross. So Godos is also off. There's been another one. And Zanka is on. That's number 13, more commonly known as Matthias Jorgensen. So Godos is off and Matthias Jorgensen is on. I'm going to call him Zanka, as that's how he seemingly prefers to be known as. So Zanka and Lewis Potter are on. Onyeka and Godos are off. And the throw-in is going to be taken by Ethan Pinnock. And the throw-in taken, it's long into the penalty area, and it's just caught the header there. It looks like Tomiyasu got on the end of that, but it was alleged to have been fouled, so it's going to be a free kick. And an angry look on Asia's face there. He is the one alleged to have committed that foul. As we tick down the final few minutes here, and it is still Brentford 0, Arsenal 1. I honestly didn't think a goal was coming today. It took a real piece of class with Bukayo Saka's cross and right onto the head of Kai Havertz. And that is the difference between the two sides. As those Arsenal fans are buoyant, they can celebrate being top of the league tonight. And a substitution for Arsenal, Martin Odegaard has gone off, and so has Bukayo Saka. And Jorginho and Ben White have come on. So Ben White and Jorginho are on. Odegaard and Saka are off. So it looks like that is a very, very defensive substitution. It's all locked down now by the looks of it. And Arsenal now top of the league. And that is that is very interesting. Cross coming in now. Plucked out of the air though by Aaron Ramsdale. So basically what we've got here, it looks like Leandro Trossard will probably act as a lone forward here with Jorginho adding to the midfield, and Ben White adding to now what would appear to be a 5-man defence. So it looks like it may be 5-4-1 for Arsenal here, but we'll see how it all plays out. That's with Eddie Nketiah on. It might be 4-4-2, but we'll see how that plays out. It's gone back now to Aaron Ramsdale as we're inside the last minute of injury time here. And it's headed forward by Pinnock. Knocked on again there by Sheldon Baptiste. It's back now with Kai Havertz. Havertz just taking his time now. He's going to drop it to Ben White. Ben White, long ball over there, but good work by Aja. He just drops it back to Flecken with the chest, and he gets the ball back there, does Aja. And he's just looking for what options he's got available as we are all but done here. And here is Mbeumo. Mbeumo lifts the ball over the top, chasing this one in is Lewis Potter. But good work by William Saliba, reading that really, really well. And it's cleared forward now by Gabriel to Eddie Nketiah. Nketiah slips. Pinnock is able to pick the ball up and he gives it to Mbeumo. Is this the last chance now for Brentford? We've played the 4 minutes of stoppage time. It's gone across to Ben Mee, to Sheldon Baptiste. Over on the far side to Pinnock. Pinnock launches it into the penalty area. And it's headed on by Baptiste. Cleared away that time though. And it's out of play by Declan Rice. It's going to be a throw-in. Level with the penalty area. We are almost finished here. It's Pinnock to take it. Ethan Pinnock. And it's going to be a long throw-in by Pinnock. And just lets it go. Well, Aaron Ramsdale picks it up. He chose not to let it go behind, but he collapses on the ball and breathes a sigh of relief. And the referee has blown full time. It's full time at the Brentford Community Stadium. A second half goal in the 90th minute. The 88th minute by Kai Havertz. A back post header from an excellent cross delivered by Bukayo Saka is the difference here. And Arsenal, in Mikel Arteta's 200th game in charge, go to the top of the summit at the Premier League. It's full time at the Brentford Community Stadium. It's Brentford 0, Arsenal 1. And just before we go off air tonight, I'm just going to go through the Premier League scores today. And they are as follows. Manchester City 1, Liverpool 1, Burnley 1, West Ham 2, their misery continues, Luton 2, Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle United 4, Chelsea 1, Nottingham Forest 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 3, Sheffield United 1, Bournemouth 3, and full time here, of course, at the Brentford Community Stadium is Brentford 0, Arsenal 1. What we've got on the channel tomorrow for you, we've got brought to you by Russ Vernon commentating, Luke Turton on the co-com, and me presenting. We have Tottenham Hotspur versus Aston Villa at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Can Tottenham Hotspur turn their recent poor form around, or can Aston Villa continue their good form and continue their climb up the table as well? Join us at 2 p.m. for that one. It's certainly not one to be missed. From us here at the Commentary Hub, from myself, from the producer Russ Vernon, thank you to everybody that listened in. Thank you to Russ for producing for me, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. Goodbye.